We them, Colander boys.
So what are we about here, Robbie?
So we're going to have a couple different sections and talk about a few things and hopefully provide some laughs.
It's our podcast. We can do whatever we want. Right there.
I don't want to open an envelope now.
You're breaking the blue. I will say this. If you don't laugh watching, we're going to laugh doing it.
Jesus Christ. That's just... We're going straight to it.
And then we are Dem Calendar Boys.
Dem Calendar Boys.
All right, welcome back to another episode of Dem Calendar Boys. It's been a minute, but we are back. I'm Alex. I got Robbie on my right, Kev on my left, as always.
What's up, guys?
And we are back in action. Apologies for missing a couple months here. You know, we got really busy in September and October, but we're back in November. We're going to recap some things for you and, bring in the new month with a lot of new news. We're excited to be back in front of you guys and giving you guys all Dem Calendar Boys content you can handle. But we missed you, and we're happy to be back, guys. I'm happy to see you guys.
So
again.
we're calling this like a 2 or 3 tri-month episode here.
Yeah, let's call it a tri-month.
All right.
Or a trimester, perhaps.
Oh, a little segue into it. I love it. All right. How do you want to get this going?
I think we should start. We missed September and October. We will recap all September, October, and then talk about November. I think in this beginning of the episode, I think we have some big news, and it all kind of came to a head in September. So I think
It's not. It's not my news. So
is it your news?
It's not my news either.
Whose news is it?
it's not. I mean, if it's not me and if it's not Robbie, it's probably the meat of the
Oh,
sandwich here we got going on.
yeah, the big news in September.
Or it could be our special guest.
I don't know. If you,
Oh yeah, we have a special guest.
Yeah, that was rude of us. That was absolutely rude. We planned this for a while and then we figured it out. But I'll let you keep going.
Yes. So the big news is my wife and I are having a baby. Yes. I don't know if we have the clap thing, but we are having. There it is. We're having a baby. We got married and went right to it.
Yep.
But we are excited and
Congratulations.
big news.
First time you're doing it. First time baby. Congratulations to you, buddy.
Yep. PP works. Confirmed.
It works.
Sorry, Mom.
And you're welcome for the grandchild.
Sure. Facts. So we're gonna do a little baby talk. We're gonna do a little baby talk. Kevin, I think you have a segment, right?
I do. So our special guest here, we got JR. He messaged us the other day and he was like, "Yo, next time you do a podcast, let's do a dad segment." I'm like, I don't know. And then he kept selling it. I'm like, that's a great idea. So JR, welcome.
Yes,
you are.
Let's bring in JR.
You are co-honorary.
What's up, boys?
What's up, JR?
You are
Kevin. Who is JR?
JR is our friend JR, and we've known him for a while now. He recently had a baby. He lives down in Florida with his lovely wife, Keely, and just a good friend of ours for a long time. And we wanted to get him on the cast because he heckles us all the time that we're doing something and he wants to be on it, and here he is.
Here he is. First guest appearance.
First guest. There you go, dude. First guest appearance.
It's quite the honor. Welcome, Jay.
Welcome, boys. I'm definitely honored to be the first guest at Dem Calendar Boys. It's pretty sweet.
Absolutely, and we appreciate you being here. But yeah, so just to go on this real quick, JR brought this to my attention. He said, "You know what, dude? Let's do a dad segment. We got 3 different levels of being a dad. 4 levels of being a dad. We have Robbie, who has a daughter, who is 3. Yes. JR has a newborn baby boy. Alex is now expecting, and I'm expecting in the far future. So we were like, let's just talk about it. Let's shoot the stuff and like There are no set questions. It's kind of whatever you need to say.
Kev is just the zaddy.
Uh, we can cut that part, right? All right, cool. That's just never gonna happen. But yeah, so like I said, I mean, I don't know who wants to take over. It's just one of those great ideas that JR had, and I'm like, you know what? Let me run it because I don't have a leg in the race.
What
So,
are we calling this segment? You had something earlier.
discussion with dads.
Discussion with dad. I like that.
Three dudes and yeah,
Three dads
three
and a
dads
dude?
and a Kevin. I don't know. Call it whatever you want, but it does not matter.
I
So
like three dads and a dude.
three
I like
dads
it,
and a
yeah.
dude. All right, this segment is called Three Dads and a Dude. Damn it, we'll cut it out. Reverse it.
We can do whatever we
All
want.
right, perfect. But yeah, so I mean, I guess I don't, like I said, I don't have anything set in stone here with question wise, but I mean, giving, I'm going to ask this to Robbie and JR to start. Can you give any advice to Alex here who's expecting? No, he's expecting come end of March. So we got a few months away, but obviously, as you guys know, the time just is sped up exponentially. Is it the real word? Is it the right word?
Sure.
All right, sure. So anything you guys want to say to him, and then we'll just piggyback off of everything you need to say.
Love it.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and kick it off. So
Hold on, let me get notes. Not my notes.
So Robbie, just
Yeah.
again, just to confirm, you are which dad, and I'm the dude.
Yeah, so I am daddy number one since I was the one that had the first child. So I am daddy prime.
That's
You
fair.
like if you
Daddy
like
Prime.
Marvel references.
Dadimus Prime.
That would be yeah. Marvel's not Transformers, but it's okay. Good, keep going.
But yeah, so I have a 3-year-old, and I mean, as far as advice goes, I have two pieces for both you guys. One is more geared towards Alex, and then one is actually geared towards JR now, but will be geared towards you once the baby actually comes. So the first one is that first off, give yourself some grace, right? Because ultimately it's a child, and every child is different. So the experiences that I had with my daughter will not be the same for you guys. A lot of it will be the same as far as changing diapers and playing with them and making sure that they understand that they are loved from the very first moment they've taken a breath on this planet until until hopefully they outlive us, right?
Bless you.
Bless you. So that's my advice essentially for you guys, right? Is just to like give yourself some grace. There's gonna be days where you're like, wow, I feel like I'm not doing everything I need to be doing, or I'm not living up to whatever ungodly expectations that you've put on yourself and that pressure.
Pumpernickel.
Pumpernickel.
Yep. But what I would say is that just remember that as long as you're there showing up for your kid every single day, that's all that they care about, right? And then the second piece of advice is to remember that this child is part of a family, right? And a family in itself is its own tripod, right? So it's you, it's the baby, but it's also the missus, right? The person who essentially did all the work and you just slap your name on the group project, right? Always check in with mom, make sure that she's doing good, So
You make it sound so beautiful.
yeah. And again, that's more than just changing diapers. That's more than just checking in on them and making sure that they're doing okay. If there's any symptoms of postpartum or anything like that, it's showing up for them, making sure that not only are you doing your fair share of the baby raising, but also that you're still doing date nights, right? That you're still checking in and that your relationship hasn't changed significantly from what it was before the baby came and now after, right? You have to continue to put work in that relationship because ultimately it's transitioned into a new phase, a beautiful phase, which is that family. So
Hell yeah. I mean, great advice. I mean, I'm taking that to my heart. I don't have a horse in the race. Jerry, got anything to piggyback off of that one, buddy?
Yeah. Well, I wanted to say first off, your guys' audience is dudes. I mean, it's guys our age, it's guys a little younger. Technically, it could even be dudes in high school who you're mentoring, you're coaching, you're teaching. People who are watching this are mainly dudes, and I don't think that a lot of guys have a resource where they can go out and just hear dudes talk about having kids in different stages, whether they're a young child, a newborn, or expecting. So that was kind of my basis for the idea for this, is because of the reach that you guys have and what you're doing. So I think us just sitting around and talking about stuff will be great, not only just for us to learn about, Alex having a baby to learn about, but also people who are going to listen to this, because you guys do touch a lot of people, and you really inspire a lot of people. So this will be great for a lot of people to hear.
Just to be clear, we
I
don't
would
actually touch any of the people that he is referring to that we mentor. No, you're right,
I
Jr.
would
I
definitely
mean,
say
you're right. I mean, not the. I mean, here's the thing. Robbie starts us off with two really huge pieces of advice and very vital pieces of advice. Is that you can't be a parent without taking care of yourselves. You know what I mean, and your partner in that situation. And that's not just valuable in parenthood. That's life too. You know, and so you're right. These are all things that people can use, and no, it's good. I'm glad we get to do this. I'm glad we're getting to sit down and really talk about it and unpack it.
I definitely would say, Alex, if you have a shot. I mean, they say the baby books, but the books work. I mean, I got my airplane stubs in here from every time I traveled, going different places, and that's when I would read these things, or if I'm just sitting on the couch, because you can skim through them just like you would a book when you're in high school or in college, but your brain's going to pick out certain different things. And I'll tell you what, there's so many times going through the pregnancy with Keely and going through the birthing process at the hospital that I like would randomly think about something I read in the book, like, oh shit, like I remember this. And it's stuff like that that's going to be put in the back of your mind that you're going to remember. So I definitely would say touch on the books before anything like that we can say verbally, because they're all written down for you. You just got to take time to read them.
Right, and I'll piggyback off of that. You know, one of the biggest stigmas is, oh, I'll know how to do it. I'll know how to do it. I'll know how to do it. And no one wants to read the books. No one wants to talk to other parents or whoever had it. So, and I love that. Like, Jr., I love you. No disrespect to you, but you were like, I know how to do it. Hell no, you don't. No one knows what to do until that baby comes. No one knows. No one knows what to do today, tomorrow with this child. So,
Robbie would tell you, they're just
yeah,
like you're at the hospital, and all of a sudden they're like, "Okay, you guys are leaving.
yeah,
Take this little life, and you're on
yes.
your own now. There's no
The
more
only thing
nurses
you
here to
have to
help you.
do
Let's
before
figure it
you
out."
leave is make sure that car seat works. That okay. After that, what the hell do I do? I get it, man. So I'm glad that you utilized the books. Robbie, did you utilize the books?
So I did. I read as much as I could. Um, I'm not the biggest reader, so I kind of picked up chapters here and there, and I put stuff down. I tried using YouTube as well because I'm more of like a visual learner.
That's fair.
And I talked to honestly my dad. I talked to my father-in-law at the time. I talked to them, trying to like kind of get their understanding. But that was the biggest thing about having those conversations with everyone, was that everyone tells you like, hey, you're there's nothing you can really do to prepare fully, right? But do everything that makes you feel good, so that you can kind of again just walk out of the hospital with that new life.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I always go comedy because it makes me laugh and makes me remember. You know, everybody that knows me knows my brain ain't too good. But there's a joke going around right now. I think there's a guy on Saturday Night Live. I can't remember his name. He's a comedian. And he's like, "Man, you know, it's so hard for me to read. Like, there's so many words on the paper." He's like, Can't they throw in a couple blank papers, like pages in there, so I can get my head above water with all these words?" And I laugh about it because I'm not that good of a reader either, or nor do I enjoy it. But to your point, like having those resources available to you and when you need them, or in preparation, like you're saying, is important. You know, and I'm actually teaching sex ed to my students right now, and you know we're going through the body parts, and then we're going into the pregnancy, and I'm like, as I'm doing it, I have this whole new perspective on what's happening and the growth and this, that, the other thing. You know, what Jess is going through at each stage, and you know, each trimester and all that kind of stuff. It's definitely a whole new world now teaching it.
Yeah, one thing that I think Jr. I don't know. I'll ask you if you felt the same way, but it's a fear that I had honestly before the baby came was that I never, like I thought kids were cool and everything, and I have nieces and nephews and whatnot, but I never really felt like a true connection to any of them.
Pumpernickel.
I didn't really grow up with like dogs or anything, so as far as having a genuine connection with anybody outside of my family, I never really had it. So I always like was afraid of like the baby would come and I would just see it as another child. and it was crazy because like from the second that they put her on that little warmer, I just felt like an instant connection to her. And even to this day, like it's funny, like even when she's at preschool and I don't see her for a little while, like I just find myself like constantly thinking about her, and I laugh every time I see like a photo of her around my house and stuff like that. So, was that? Did you have any anxiety about that, or did you ever think about that? And then, how's the connection with you and the baby?
I was kind of the flip side. I guess I'm the oldest one here, and I'm going to be 38 soon. So, my brother, you guys have met my brother before. He's got two sons. So, they're one's 3 and one's 10 months old. So I got to see them growing up back when I was living up there in Jersey with you guys before I moved down here. And it was awesome. And, me and Keely weren't trying to have a baby, but we weren't not trying. And then when you get this little dude who's come into our life, it's like, hey, I finally got my own little best friend. So that connection was right there, just like you said, when they're laying on that table and they're like ferociously patting them and getting all the fluids out of their mouth and wiping off all those crap that's on them. Right then, instantly, like that bond is there. So I guess it's a little different because I had it and I wanted it and I finally got it. So it was pretty sweet.
Yeah, no, I think again, I don't know for you, Alex, because do your brothers have kids?
Yeah, they're old enough to forget. Yeah, my oldest brother has two. I have two nieces. Yeah, two nieces. They're junior and freshman in high school. So it's been a while, and they were. If they're watching, I still love them, but they were the oldest was wouldn't let you touch her. Like if someone else was trying to hold her, she would cry her eyes out. The other one was great with that until 2 years old, and then wouldn't let you touch her. So they were tough as little ones. But so no, I don't have a ton of experience with that.
It, I have nothing. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, like Uncle Kev is the life of the party of all the times. Like Uncle Kev will take you and do whatever you need to, and I plan to teach every one of your kids things that you don't want to teach them because I'll do it. I don't care.
Yeah.
But it's one of those like I just give me all the babies at this point. Like I want to hold a baby. I want to be a part of it. I want to just run around. I don't care.
Yeah. Well,
So
that's
and it's different for me. I'm not. I know what you're about to say here, but I don't have this. I love these babies, but I don't have the love y'all have for your own babies. You know, they say, "Oh, your life's gonna change drastically. Like you'll never love something so much in your life." I can't com- express what that means. So, is that a real thing? Like, did you like instantly saw your daughter, saw your son, and was like, "Holy hell, my life has never had meaning before until right now."
yeah. That's exactly it, man. And at least for me. So I never again I'm not a violent person and I'm not quick to anger or anything like that, but it was like the first time that I was like, I would kill somebody for this baby. Like I don't even care.
And I respect it, and I'd help you
And
bury the
like
body.
that's so true. Like because I'm the same way, Robbie. Like we can talk about stuff and I can talk my way at any situation or talk my way into any situation too. But once this kid came, like it's a little bit different down here in Florida, the gun laws. A lot easier to get one. But I went to the Bass Pro Shops and I got a handgun for the house just because like this is now my house to protect. Like it's not just a house with me and my wife. Like it's a house with a little baby in it. So like it was different thinking where it was like I've never thought that before, but boom, this kid came out and was like, yo, we got to be ready to defend this family if anything happened. And that's what I think changes instantly when that kid comes into the life.
Yeah, dude, I almost punched a nurse in the throat at one of Roa's checkups because she was like attached to like a echo machine essentially,
Yeah,
and
go
the
on.
lady started moving the machine away with Roa still attached to it, and she almost pulled her off the table. Roa was like a month old. I caught her. I swear, and I looked at this lady like I think I put the fear of God in her because I was like, "You better get out of here." Honestly,
Yeah, and the echo, those things stick right to the chest.
yeah, that's
I
what I'm
get
saying,
it. They pull. I get it.
dude. Never wanted to punch a lady in the throat so bad.
We don't condone that
We
here
don't
on Dem
condone it, and
Calendar to Boys,
I did not do it. I'm just
but
saying I
it's
wanted
perfect
to.
to say like the love that you share with that newborn baby. It might happen. So,
Yeah,
Jared, do me a favor. That first echo test, make sure those things come off before you punch the nurse in her throat.
I
Yeah,
did.
I've already wrote that down.
Perfect. I figured you would.
Yeah. I wanted to touch on something that Kevin said earlier too, because I think it's very interesting. So again, my daughter's 3, so she's kind of moved into that toddler era for herself, and I find myself even now, like anytime I see like a baby or I interact with another baby, I find myself missing, my baby because she's not a baby anymore. She's a toddler, and she's the first one to tell me that she's not a baby anymore, which is just so surreal. So
That's when you know.
yeah,
That's when you know. And now,
yeah.
again, I can't, but I get it.
Yeah, I totally understand. Like at first, when someone would say like, "Oh yeah, I have like 3 kids and they're all like a year apart," I was like, "You're crazy." Never understood it until I had my own, and then I realized it's like, yeah, you just kind of want that feeling again. And my daughter's 3 years old, and I already feel like I've lost my baby. So
So, I love this conversation, but let me ask you something else here. So, the things that you used to do, in the sense of, I don't know. Whenever I say used to do, put it in your own perspective here. When this child was born, obviously now your daughter's 3, Robbie. Um, do you feel as though you're like, you know what? Some things that I used to think are important are no longer important?
yeah, 100%.
And sorry, and if so, what are those said things?
Yeah. So one is just a sense of decision making, right? Deciding on what to do with my life. You kind of always take into consideration not only like how it will affect me, but how it will affect my daughter's life, right? And then as far as like just like the little stuff, you know, when she was first born, nothing really changed, right? Like I was still like we would still travel to see family, we'd still hang out with friends and stuff because they're not really mobile at that age. So like the things that like I was kind of afraid of that I was gonna be missing out on and stuff, I really wasn't, which is really cool. And like even now that she's even more mobile and she can, you know, kind of communicate and everything, the things that I thought I was gonna miss out on in life, I actually didn't really miss out on, which I thought was very interesting.
That's fair. JR, you got anything?
I think Robbie nailed it for the dude's perspective. I mean, I talk to a therapist, twice a month, and that's one thing he harped on me was, never lose your identity, no matter what, if a new child's coming in here. Stick to the hobbies you like. I play softball every Thursday. I got a game tonight. I kept that up. Keep going to the gym. Keep eating right. But one thing is, dudes and Robbie, I don't know if you experience it, Alex. You probably will. We think that you don't stop doing what you're doing and keep your routine, but you don't really think about your partner. They're the one, we're breastfeeding. So it's very hard for me to do anything when it comes to feeding. Keely's got to be by this baby 24/7. So she really kind of loses her identity because those things she liked to do, she can't really do that. She had this baby for 9 months inside of her. Now she's got to stay attached to this baby 24/7 until it can pick up its head even. So try to just when you think about losing your own identity, think about, well, shit, what are they not doing? What could I go do something fun for them? Whether it's getting Monopoly Go out or going to a trivia night somewhere.
Yeah.
Alex, I whip your ass in Monopoly Go every time. So
I've never played. I'd love to play, but apparently it's a dad thing, so
Yeah.
I'm out.
He whipped my ass the first time we played, meaning I didn't know the rules. Then the second time he lost. Not
Well,
to me, but he lost.
right. But again, just to steal what JR is saying here is, I mean, we as males have an idea of what we're going to do, but we don't take into consideration 9 months is an insane amount of time. And then, like you said, breastfeeding is that baby is there all the time. So we can say, oh yeah, we're still going to play soccer. We're still going to go to softball. We're still going to go here. We're still going to go there. We're doing great. Well, we don't really get a say. Is that wrong of me to say that? Or is it one of those things to say, you know what? These are pre-baby conversations that my relationship has to have prior to it to make sure that everything's going green light.
Yeah, I would say that definitely is a conversation that would be good to have before, right? Just to be like, hey, like when after you go through everything that you go through, right? How do I help? Right? Like what do you think that you need from me? Just so you can kind of communicate with your partner. Um, just because obviously if you don't, it's kind of tough to just kind of freelance it and just say like, hey, I think that my partner needs this, or I think my partner needs that, and then you find yourself doing things that they may not even want, right? So, but Jr. is 100% right. Like we have to kind of be, we have to pay attention a lot to kind of what we think that our partner needs, but we also need to remember who they were before this and try and help them keep that identity because that's ultimately the person that they were, and we don't want them to lose it. Last thing you want is for them to feel like, oh, like I'm just a milk machine, right? Or my identity is now just somebody's mom, right? Because
Yeah,
that's not the case.
I get that.
Yo, Robbie, I don't know if you experienced it. I'm sure you did though, because you went through it. But like, there's so many times when it could be 12:30 in the morning, 2:30 in the morning, 4 in the morning. This kid gets up, he's crying, he's got to eat, he's got to get his diaper changed, and you know, for me, a lot, I'm lucky enough that Keely's right on it and she's there to help. But that doesn't mean that I'm just going to lay in bed and act like I'm asleep or not get up to turn a light on or not go to get the butt paste because the baby's butt's all red from a rash. Like, you got it. You're going to lay there and you're going to say, fuck, man, like, I don't want to do this. I need to fucking sleep. But then you just got to think about, like, it's only going to make it easier on everybody if I just get the hell up out of bed and help, whether it's throwing the diaper out, whether it's getting a new diaper, whatever you got to do. There's going to be so many times, Alex, when you're a new dad, you're going to be like, fuck, man, I had 3 hours of sleep the last 2 nights combined. All I want to do, I just got my eyes closed. I just want to stay here, but you just got to get up and do it. And don't give that look where she knows you're annoyed, but you're doing it. So like, look, I'm doing it, but I'm still annoyed. You can't even do that. You just got to go do it with a smile on your face because it's only going to make everything else better.
Yeah, just so you guys know, every time JR texts me nowadays, it's like, "Yo, buddy, how you doing? Like, hey, I miss you, this, that, and the other thing." And it all roads lead to, dude, you better start sleeping now because you're never gonna sleep when this baby comes. Every time he texts me, "Hey, are you sleeping? Because you're not gonna sleep." Oh, the witching hour in NFL Red Zone uh, comes on, and I'm like, "Oh, the witching hour has been crazy. A lot of game-winning field goals." And he's like, "You better be prepared for the witching hour. You're not gonna sleep later."
But that's
Your
just it.
body
I mean,
changes, though.
hell
I know,
yeah.
Your body
and he's
totally
still going through
changes.
it. I get it. You're going through it right now. You're still going through it. And so credit to you for powering through. But it's just funny. I just find it funny that all roads lead to that conversation with you, which, again, I appreciate the advice.
Yeah, but no, Jr. brings up a good point too. That like obviously you and Jess lived together for a long time before the baby. Jr. You and Keely lived together, so imagine imagine the conversations you guys have talking about like, oh well, remember I did this, like I did the yard work, and just being like, oh well, I cooked the dinners or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Imagine that, but with a baby, it's even worse. You know what I'm saying? So my advice to you, and Jr. is probably experiencing this right now. It's like, don't ever have that conversation about like, or
Yeah. You'll
never count
lose.
score.
You'll lose
Never
every
count
time.
score. Not that you'll lose, but it's just not healthy to the
Yeah,
relationship
not that
at
you're.
all.
Well, that's what he's saying here. He's like, listen, just wake up, do your deed,
Exactly.
like just be part of it because it's your
Exactly.
son, your daughter who is growing and changing and blah blah blah. And don't just like he said, don't fake go to sleep and be like, she's got it. No, wake up, help, even if you do nothing. And again, don't
Yeah.
know. Even if you do nothing, you're there. You're supportive. You're like, okay, well, she changed it this way. She did applied a cream that way. She milked. She fed the bottle. Whatever it is, you learn new things, and then you learn together. And I feel as though, and I can't relate, but I can agree. And with Jared's comment here, I feel like it builds the relationship much more.
um, I do want to hop in here because, while I can't speak on what we will do when we have the baby just yet, I do think it's important to talk with whoever that that you're going through this with and communicate what their needs are and what your needs are. I think you start out. I mean, this is where it gets real tricky because you start out saying, "Hey, don't remember or don't lose your identity. Make sure she doesn't lose her identity." And then it goes to, "Hey, make sure you're always waking up and doing this, that, and the other thing. Make sure you're always doing something for the baby. Make sure you don't forget that you love the baby. This, that, and the other thing. So it's a balance. And what the bottom line is that I want to kind of pass along is that balance isn't a day to day thing, if that makes sense. Or it is a day to day thing, but it's not like, hey, that like today I carried 90% of the load and she carried 10. Does that mean tomorrow's going to be 90-10 also? No. That could be 70-30. It could be 40-60. I could have a bad day and things could not be, I'd be sick or whatever, not be able to, and your partner carries the load in those times, in those instances. But that's where that communication is so important in your relationship, because if you don't communicate your needs and you don't understand where that person is at, you got to meet them where they're at. You know what I mean? And if you don't meet them where they're at, then you're playing a guessing game, and that's when you get into arguments. That's when you get into times when you're doing the wrong thing. Like, maybe sometimes, I mean, maybe I'll make the argument. Maybe sometimes, Jr., me being up at that time might be a hindrance. You know what I mean? Like, I might just be getting in the way. Yeah. And so whatever the needs are of your partner is what you want to match, right? Like, that's really what we're kind of talking about here.
Well, like arguments are going to happen. Like you and Jess are going to have arguments, and you're going to have some heated arguments. I mean, me and Keely are coming up on the baby's coming up on a month now old, and we've gotten into some fucking angry arguments. But at the end of the day, you wake up the next day and you talk about what you both felt because you expressed something. You both are on no sleep. You both haven't had the best diet. You're both, there could be a little bit of wine involved on my part. Who knows? But you talk it out and you fix it. So you're going to have arguments, like you said, but I always try to think in my back of my head, Robbie, I don't know if you did too, is like, if I didn't get up and help this baby, like what precedent am I setting? Like I don't want my kid to be lazy. Like I want my kid to get up and help. So like I got to do it. You got to be able to see the leader do it so you can follow him. That's all.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, just to be like completely honest with you guys, I can recognize in places that like I fell short, um, while during my daughter's life essentially, and one of the things was that I voiced my stress and my frustration to my partner instead of like finding a different outlet for it, like whether it be a therapist or whether it just be like a friend or like or other dads. What I'm saying, just be like, when I was stressed out and I was um, running on no sleep or whatever, like I told my partner about my stress, who, all credit to her, she doesn't do the best with having those types of conversations. And it was almost like I was feeling better because I was dumping my stress on my partner, who was then in turn taking it. And it didn't click for me until later that I was doing that and that wasn't necessarily helpful. So um, that's just to say that that's something that I struggled with, and if I could go back, I'd talk to other people about it, or like I wouldn't necessarily. Again, that's just my relationship too, but I would have done things a little differently. So
Well, let me just say this too, and this is one of the things that I'm struggling with in the prelude to this. And you guys, thanks. You guys can weigh in on this if I'm off base, but one of the things that I'm struggling with is what, like, I'm trying to tell myself every single day that you're never going to be perfect. You're never going to do everything right. You're going to make mistakes. And guess what? That kid's still going to grow up. They're still going to do this, still going to do that. They're still going to be fine. And again, like you're saying, JR, you set a good example and you try to be the best person that you can be, then that's what your child is going to emulate. I think back to Robbie's situation. I think Roa is an awesome person, and that's his daughter. And she's only 3 years old. She's a sweetheart, and you can see that. And it it's partly because of the kind person that you are. You know what I mean? And the caring person that you are. The bottom line is, are you perfect?
no,
I mean, I've known you for a long time. I know you ain't perfect.
not at all.
Right? JR, we know you ain't perfect either. But the bottom line is, you can't chase ghosts, if you will. You can't chase things that may or may not happen. You just got to do what you can do to be the best person that you can be on that day. And it might not be like, what I keep trying to tell myself, and I'm panicking because I'm like, it's well documented my situation here, and I'm like, will I be a good enough father, good enough this, good enough that? And I'm like, what is good enough? That ain't, it doesn't even exist. Who's telling me I'm good enough or not? It's not a soccer game or anything like that's keeping
well,
score. Like, what's good enough?
honestly, coming from the guy who doesn't have a horse in the race, coming from a guy who didn't have a guy growing up, good enough is being there. I mean, it flat out, period, done. Because no one in this room, no one in the world knows what the hell you're going to get yourself into as soon as day one, yet alone day two. So I'm just saying my thing is just be there. You
Yeah,
know,
I actually,
what? Yeah, go on.
I
go
actually
on.
said to Jess the other day. You're right. I mean, that's first and foremost. That is a heck of a lot better than what we got going. And on top of that, like I said to her, I said every parent screws up their child. Every parent. I said you're doing this wrong. You're smothering them too much. You're not there. You're a bad influence. You use vulgar language. You let them eat whatever. They get overweight. You taught them not no work ethic. You're gonna screw them up somehow. And if you don't screw them up, guess what you're gonna do? You're gonna screw them up because they're gonna be spoiled because they got the best parent in the world. And then nothing's gonna be good enough. Nothing will be good enough for them for the rest of their life because you were so perfect. So no matter what you do, you're gonna screw that kid up. So you just kind of have to be the best person and be there for them and love them unconditionally, like you guys are saying, right? And just know that no matter what, you're. Is that morbid? Is that a bad thing to say? No matter what, you're gonna screw your kid up. You're gonna do it.
Yeah, but there's a huge difference between screwing a kid up and screwing a kid up. Like everyone can
and leaving
say
them,
that.
right? Leaving them hanging.
So
Yeah.
I,
Well,
if my kid is mean because I was a little bit mean, sure, go for it.
That's a given.
But like if my, well, I mean,
That's-
come on,
yeah,
just give
and
me some credit here.
that's the point we're trying to make here is
Alright.
that you show up, you put in the time, you put in the work,
That's
and
right.
you provide them with the love, and your child will become imperfectly
That's right.
perfect.
I will not teach my child
yeah.
how to play fantasy football because I suck at it. I mean, it's just that it.
Well, don't you? I mean, and that's another thing that Jess and I talk about too. Isn't our job to show the next generation where our flaws are and to allow them to grow into being a better generation than us? Isn't that our job?
You
know?
can
Yeah,
only give
100%.
you can only give the information you know, and it's up to them to learn how to do it.
Yeah, I mean, have you seen Jr? Have you seen the comedian going around right now? Another comedian, female. She's talking about the millennials and the Gen Z, and she's like goes on this
Yeah,
rant.
I like her one line, but she should have updated. She said that we walked on Instagram so you could run on TikTok. What she should have said is we walked on America Online so you could run on
Yeah,
TikTok.
yeah,
Because we were
yeah.
dial-up modems.
AOL, yes. Shout out AOL. Exactly. You're right. And this millennial generation is holding back the baby boomers, from their old school, non-adaptable, views at times, and then also trying to drag the Gen Zers up, with us because we recognize that we need to be better. We aren't a finished product. We were very raised in a judgmental world, in an imperfect world, and we're trying to change it. But we need these Gen Zers to just get going, And so I think, in my opinion, that next generation, which we are talking about here, I don't know if it's officially the next generation.
It's Generation Alpha.
Alpha, sure. The alphas. Maybe that'll be
Yeah,
my child's name.
right.
Your daughter, your son or daughter will not be alpha.
Alpha
and I know it's a
Weidman.
boy. It ain't it.
Anyway,
Yo, think about this. When we were kids getting raised, I don't want to speak for you guys, but I mean, I got the belt. I got hit. I got fucking shit thrown at me, and it made me who I am today. And now these kids aren't doing it, and now we got to raise a kid. So I'm like, yo, are we bringing back the belt? Like, what are we doing here? Like,
yeah, what is acceptable and what's not? What
Right.
worked and what didn't?
Right? Is my kitty being taken away because I used the belt? Because they're going to go to school and say my dad beats me. Well, with all due respect, little crap head, like you deserved it.
well, there is only one little narc in here right now. Okay, only one guy who rats on people for not setting their fantasy football line.
Yeah, I think that's a good segue. I think we should. Does anyone have anything to
Check
add?
out my schedule this weekend, JR, because I'm absolutely locking in Marvin Harrison Jr. this weekend.
So he is just completely running full speed into the next segment. But does anybody have anything to add in the three dads and a dude conversation?
The only thing I wanted to say is that Roa, when you watch this in like 10 years, and
Bring him in, Kill.
yeah, when you
Good seeing him.
Oh, there he is.
yeah, when you finally watch this and
Is
you
Keely
laugh at
making
this
an appearance?
video, I think the main message that we want to get along from this segment is that we all love our kids. Kevin's future child, Alex's future child, the baby that's showing up on the screen right now.
Hey,
That's you.
Keels.
Yes.
Oh, hi guys.
Oh, hi. Oh, I didn't see you there. There he is.
There he is.
But yeah, and
That's a tiny little dude.
Young stud Fenton.
And I mean, I think I'll speak on behalf of all of us here is the love that is grown between. I mean, I, between dads, future dads, present dads, current dads, it doesn't freaking matter. Like I'm so excited to be a dad to learn and teach things I wasn't able to learn from set. But it's no matter what, you're not prepared for it. You'll love every bit of it. JR wouldn't trade it for the freaking world. Robbie wouldn't trade it for the world. What is sleep at this point? Who gives a flying hell? But it's worth it at the end, and I'm excited for all of you to watch every bit of three dads and a dude pulled together.
3 dads and a zaddy.
Oh, farts, dude.
Yo, one vast advice: stay in the gym if you are going. Even if you go 2-3 days a week for a half hour at a time.
What would you say to
Get
someone
out
who
of the
skips the
house.
gym every morning? The alarm's set, but he just keeps skipping.
You want your kid to do that? Like, just get up and go.
If my
Half
my
hour,
kid's not benching 135 at 1 month old, I'm out.
You can't
you
take
could
care.
better be lifting his head up by then.
It's gonna be 135 to that
Yeah.
baby.
My advice to that person whose alarm keeps ringing and then they don't go is that we talk a lot about being there, right? And you can't take care of your child
If you're
if you're not taking care of yourself. You know what I'm saying?
up top, that's pretty fucking deep. Burgers with cheese. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a little dem calendar boys magic right there, JR.
Yo, JR, man, like I appreciate you, and it's perfect that you say this fans football stuff. It's a segue to our next segment, but we appreciate you coming on.
Can we keep JR for fantasy football? I mean, the guy's kicking him off, and he's in our league.
I was gonna kick him off. I was gonna.
You
change
sounded like
segments.
you were kicking him off. You sounded like thanks for coming
Sounded-
on, JR.
The music from the Grammys.
It
was
seemed
playing. I
like
had
you
to
were
get off
like
stage
this
right
was the
there.
next move you were going to do. Oh, that was aggressive. Florida, it's easier. Anyway.
So fantasy football.
Yes,
right?
so we are all in the same league. So just to recap, the baby stuff was an awesome start to the episode. We did spend a lot of time talking about it, but we missed a lot of things. So we want to just kind of breeze through some things. And in particular, September is a month we missed, and we missed one of the biggest things that September provides, and that is fantasy football. All 4 of us are in the same league. We all compete for a fantasy title every year. And we are in something called a dynasty league, and we are knee deep in it now. I think about 4 years into it. Was it 3 or 4 years into it? And this is the 4th year, and we just love it. We love it, and I don't know where we want to go with it, but I just think this year has taken a lot of twists and turns, and we are all in different places, really, in our fantasy. In our fantasy world. Actually, now that I'm saying it out loud, are we all in different places or are we a lot in the same place?
We are all in the same place. Yeah, so we're all on that Marvin Harrison Jr. train right now. Junior? Marvin Harrison?
For those of you that don't know, Marvin Harrison Jr. is the #1 prize rookie in the upcoming draft.
Kev, where did he go to college?
He went to Ohio State, which means he's going to do pretty well for a few years, and then he's going to join my team and suck.
OH.
Yeah.
So, but I'm sorry to segue.
Oh.
I was just grabbing some more coffee.
No, you're good. One thing I want to address is so we tend to come up with new rules every year in this league, and one of the things that we did was we fine people for not setting rosters.
$5 fine.
Yeah, and I have been a frequent violator of this fine. So
Frequent flyer. You have a ton of miles to fly, buddy.
I do, and so I got a little upset, and I started monitoring people's lineups because I'm like, you know what? If I'm paying this fine, everyone's going to pay this fine. And that's what JR was referencing as far as the narc comment.
Yeah, some people
'Cause
call
I
it narc.
definitely ratted him out.
Some call it a snitch.
Some call it a snitch.
Fucking-
Some call it a narc.
You call it whatever you
Batman
want.
over there.
$5 is $5.
Some call him Robbie.
What's funny is I'm not even sniffing third place, which is that's the prize for.
It's
third
fine,
place.
but you're paying the rent. You're paying the rent.
So the way the Dynasty League goes, if you know nothing about fantasy football, basically you are taking a team of people from around the NFL, and you're drafting them and trying to get points based upon the statistics that they score. The way a Dynasty League works, typically normal leagues are just 1 year, and then the next year you draft it and do it all over again. In our league, we actually drafted players and signed them to contracts, imaginary contracts,
Real money.
with an imaginary budget.
How
But
much?
it is 100 million.
Real money.
Is yeah,
We're wealthy.
because we're like that. And each team is budgeted based upon that. You sign them to a contract, and if you have them for like 3 years, then you keep them for 3 years. That's the maximum term. But if they I don't know, tear their ACL or get arrested and are out of the league, you still have to pay that contract.
And they're on Jove's team.
And so that is the way a dynasty league works. And every year we draft rookies. So that's why everybody is talking about Marvin Harrison Jr. because he's the best wide receiver rookie to come into the NFL next season. So why we say that is because three of your own Dem Calendar boys are all fighting for last place because we are awful. Our teams are abysmal.
And I rephrase that. Not intentionally. I don't want to lose. I want that said player, but I'm trying my hardest to win. But all of my running backs are on bye this week. So I have Kyle Dresnick, or whatever his name is, coming in for me.
Use check,
sure. And then Robbie beats me this week, and he's clear of me for 70 points. And after that, Marvin Harrison Jr. is mine, and I'm 3 straight years of the bottom feeder.
That's right. What's the penalty for coming in last place this year?
There is no penalty because I didn't really follow through for the first one.
So I feel like we got to make it like a good one.
There are a lot of rules to our league. Another rule is that if you finish in last place, you get the number 1 overall pick, like we were talking about. The prize this year is probably likely Marvin Harrison Jr.
Screw you, Arthur Smith.
But you also have to do a last place punishment. The last 2 years, one of us here has come in last place, and yes, twice in a row. And he had to do a last place punishment 2 years ago.
It was my idea, though. That's the worst part. It was my idea because I didn't think my team would actually suck.
Yes. Well, yeah. Yep. And we decided to make a calendar with only Kev featured, and we dressed him up in different outfits based upon the months of the year.
I think that's a good fundraiser for our popularity here. We should actually make that calendar.
Dem Calendar Boys calendar.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes, of featuring.
You
just
took
Kevin.
the pictures. I mean, the pictures were great. You just never put it together.
Oh, the pictures are fantastic.
Yeah.
We do have a TikTok with it.
Yeah, that's fair. But
yes.
I think a calendar would be great because it's just one of those things that you not necessarily buy, but you make like 20 of them. You send them to everybody, and just every year you just have it up. You don't actually ever use it. You just have it up.
Hey, listen, I think I can embed it into that little TikTok. I can embed it right into the video.
Yeah.
Take a look at it. Okay, break.
Wait, the pictures of the video just happened.
The video just happened. You just missed it. It just happened. Boop.
You know what? I wouldn't hate that.
It's called visual editing.
Yeah.
But anyway, yes. So then this past year we had Kevin because he lost again. He had to do a punishment of trying to find what we put in there?
I'll be honest here. I thought it would be great.
A sticker. We tried to find. He had to try to find a sticker.
Well, do you want me to tell you the real one first? That's the fake one.
That's what you did.
I know, but we tried to do another one.
I don't know, dude. I'm mid-sentence. Whatever you want to do.
Oh, yeah, cool. Well, I thought it would be fun again to have a guy do a Brazilian wax.
Oh, yes.
Because again, I didn't think my team would lose. Well, my
Correct.
team lost.
Again.
And no one in New Jersey does a Brazilian wax on a man.
Yes.
So
And we went to Vegas.
we went to Vegas. couldn't find it. Not that we tried hard, but yeah. So that being said, we went with
So no Brazilian wax.
no Brazilian wax.
So we went with this cupcake idea where Kevin had to find 2 stickers in 40 cupcakes.
40 cupcakes.
So he had to eat the cupcake until he found 2 stickers. And
I had some help. I couldn't do a lot of them. Some friends were like, "Oh, I'll try one. I'll try one. I'll try one." And naturally, they found the stickers, and I ate more cupcakes.
Kevin, I have a confession to make.
You never found it, did you?
No, I did. I found the second one actually.
Did you find it at Fudgy?
No. So remember when you had I think 10 cupcakes left?
Yeah, here at this house?
Yeah, at this house. And
Okay.
you paid me $1 to eat a cupcake?
I haven't paid you yet, yes.
I found the sticker then. And
On number 10?
Yeah, and I made you eat the remaining 9.
Good for you, dude.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure out where my brain was.
he just snitched on himself.
I did.
That's cool. All right, just remember that this is the guy that's giving me Marvin Harrison Jr. again. Because, hey, JR, if you'd like to get your pick back, listen, you're sitting at 5 right now. I'm top 5 protected, so I'm safe. Alex doesn't get mine until next year at least. So if you want yours back, let's talk.
I like my squad. I like my schedule coming up.
Listen, man, I'm not going to lie to you. I love your squad. I absolutely love your squad.
You know what that means, JR. You're destined to lose.
You know what's crazy though is last place is 2 games out of the playoffs.
If I win this week, I go to 5th.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
wild.
But I'm also the spread that our website does, I'm plus 43.5.
Oh. Yeah, I'm in that same boat. I actually sold a couple players to get some draft picks for next year.
I can't believe you sold CJ Stroud, by the way.
I love them.
You sold him.
Yeah. And then I have all the Texans wide receivers, so I have all his targets.
JR, I'll give you Sam Howell for your second next year straight up right now.
He doesn't have a second round pick for next year.
No, I know. I have
He
it.
wants my Sam Howell.
I have it.
Oh.
Dem counter
We'll
boys
talk.
trade
We'll talk.
live?
Wheeling and dealing?
No, I want it live right now. Just say yes, no, or let's talk. Call it right now.
Just for Jove, if the trade goes through, we're going to put a siren right
Is this
here.
my second round pick or your second round pick?
It's your second round pick next year that you gave me in the Judy trade.
Yeah. So another thing that happens is you can trade
We'll
draft
talk,
picks
yeah, we'll talk.
and players in our league.
And
And
money.
that's what they're discussing.
And money.
And money, amongst other things. Well, JR, talk us through the Jerry Jeudy trade for a first and a second. What was going through your mind there?
Well, as being a former big Alabama fan, in Russell Wilson's second year in the offense, Sean Payton coming in as an offensive guru, I thought Jerry Jeudy we would see really take a step forward, especially because I don't think Cortland Sutton's anything good.
We all did, man.
And-
That's why I wanted to keep him. Go on.
And it just hasn't happened this year. And, then he got called out by Steve Smith by being just a jag, like just another guy. And his confidence has been shot. Defenses don't respect him anymore. You can see him getting pressed on the line. He can't even get off the line because he's 135 pounds soaking wet. It hasn't turned out great for us right now. But we did bring in Keenan Allen this year, who is a beast. So
He's a
we've
stud.
done some things to help
And
out.
at 7.5, it's cheap. It's cheap.
Yeah, I wanted Keenan Allen.
I wanted Keenan Allen hard because you signed him to a decent. I love it. But hey, listen, I can talk fantasy football all day, every day, and it does not occupy my time. I know I'm going to suck. It's charity every year to somebody else.
Fantasy football is a great thing for new dads because it takes your mind away for a little bit and you get to focus on something else.
Good little
So
segue.
There you go. There you
dude.
go.
Bring it back.
Yeah. I do want to say there is one thing about our fantasy football league that really grinds my gears.
There's
Okay.
no way you're beating me this week, buddy.
It has nothing to do with the actual league. It's that
Oh,
we have 2 group chats.
we're going there. I'm
About the
putting my
league.
mic down.
Because one of our members refuses to get an iPhone. So we have an official chat that has one Android user, and we have a second one that is just all the iPhone guys. So everybody else besides the one person. So
And our
So yeah, that really grinds my gears because there's a lot to keep up with. Okay.
My publicist is saying that I should hold my tongue here, and I think I'll do the I think I'll listen to the publicist.
I wanted, but that's what I don't know. Did you guys have other stuff to talk about fantasy football?
How's October looking?
Yeah. Well, no. One of the things that I wanted to recap, at least what happened to me over the last couple months, was.
Well, can I?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
You asked, and then you do that a lot on these. Like, hey, you have anything to say? I'm gonna say it anyway.
You know what,
like I
JR?
was
Just
saying-
stay on the whole episode, man. You're in. Just stay on. You got things to say. I can't wait to hear about it.
I'm just happy that I'm here. It's like I'm a fan who's getting to watch the show from the front row and just gets to chime in when I put my sign up every now and then. It's great.
Yeah,
Chime in all the time, brother.
I love that. So what the last thing I want to say is some viewer interaction. So we're looking for a last place punishment this year. So any viewers, if you have any good ideas, pop them in the comment section. Pop them in our text, basically, to us if you'd like, because most of our viewers know us. And we will put them in a pot and see what we can come up with for our fantasy football league last place punishment. Ideally, most likely, it's going to be one of the 3 calendar boys that are going to do it. So,
And honestly,
we
it
might
could
do it
be
live.
it could be a JR. So we don't know. We all.
I will say, because you guys know I'm big into fantasy baseball. I've been playing fantasy baseball since 2000 flat. So going on 24
Yeah, you're
years
38.
now.
We get that. We didn't know that about you today, by the way.
Really?
I thought you were.
Well-
I thought you were younger than that.
I just keep myself shape.
Hey, listen, I love you no matter what. I don't care. I don't care.
You can say you look
can do it.
sexy.
Yeah, and we can also let's just
Um,
put it on. Sorry. Actually, I'll let you finish first, and then I'm gonna say something.
Well, I was going to say 2 of the best punishments we've ever had stick out in my mind. One was a couple of years ago. The loser had to buy a naughtyamerica.com porn account, and he had to share the username and the login with everybody in the league. And it had to go on his credit card, so his wife had to see it. So it was phenomenal. And everybody got to have free porn for a year. It was pretty cool. But it was also funny because you got to see some crazy shit with some of the guys in the league we're looking at. So it was actually pretty funny.
Interactive.
And then the punishment this year for the guy who came.
Except I don't listen to that, Mom.
League, he has to start an OnlyFans for feet. So he has to have
OnlyFans for what? OnlyFans for what?
Feet, and he has to do feet pics of himself.
Oh my
so
god!
That's what he has to do. So, but you guys know Dan Murphy. He is the loser. He will be starting an OnlyFans.
But is he gonna make any money? Because I'm interested.
We can put the link. We probably should, but I'm gonna put the link.
Don't
over
put
here.
the link of
We're not gonna put the
OnlyFans.
link. We're not gonna put the link.
Not here.
No Man United fans here.
Those are two ideas, but they were pretty funny to me.
I mean, with all due respect, if I'm making money for my feet and my feet are gank, broken, all the above, if I'm making money, kudos to whoever's buying those pictures.
People are into weird stuff.
I mean, Dan Murphy, that guy has. I mean, you can show him this clip here, 56 minutes and 30 seconds. That Dan Murphy has no athletic ability. His feet suck.
Dan was a good soccer player and a rugby player in college, so.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. But he still sucks.
Yeah, well, he's a United fan.
He's a United fan.
He's a United fan.
You don't even know what that means, but it's fine. But all right,
That
cool.
used to mean something.
Cool. All right.
Back when you started fantasy baseball.
Right. So, I mean, all said and done here, we're going to keep going here. September's a great month, but let's move to October. What happens in October? We got Halloween. We got, unfortunately, soccer. Well, fortunately, soccer. Unfortunately, the end of soccer season. But I mean, going back to the dads here, Robbie, what's your, obviously not necessarily this year's Halloween costume? What is your ideal Halloween costume for you and your daughter? And then JR, same thing for you and your son.
This guy just brings up soccer, zooms right to the left, like just complete left turn.
It's what's first.
You said let's just freestyle and let's not go off what's written down.
All
right,
Well, I do.
Marvin Harrison Jr. is mine.
I do actually have a great answer to that. So
Go on. See,
We're starting
Robbie,
with Halloween.
thanks for saying.
starting with Halloween. Yeah.
Starting with Halloween.
So
That's a double pounder. I ain't doing it.
All right, cool.
So something that I got to do towards the end of September, October was I got to take my daughter to Disney World for the first time.
Hey, yo.
Yeah, so that was a lot of fun. And now,
What's it called? The most expensive place on earth, was it?
the happiest place on
Happiest
earth.
place. My bad.
Yeah. I will also say too, just like along with green iPhone chats, something else that grinds my gears.
Can't do this.
Something else that grinds my gear. It's a new ick for me. It's Disney adults. All right, and I'll talk about that maybe
Go,
later.
keep going. No, go in and out.
Hear me out here, right? All right. If you go to Disney World, that's fine. If you go as an adult and you have a great time, that's cool. Like, do you, boo boo? But if you get upset with me because my 3-year-old at the time is, walking slow or just having a temper tantrum, you know what I'm saying? Because she's a child in a child's amusement park, literally, like, go jump off of Mickey's castle or Cinderella's castle. I don't care.
I'm gonna punch her in the throat.
So clearly, there's some story you want to tell us.
Yeah,
Go
we're
on.
getting off a ride, and some lady, like Roa, just stops because she's tired. It's like 100 degrees out, you know what I'm saying? And she just stops. This lady at the top of her lung just goes, in like the most like nail scratching a chalkboard voice, goes, "Excuse me." And I just turn around, I look at her like, "Are you serious right now?" Another day, right? We stayed on an Epcot resort, so there's like a little boat that takes you into the park. We're coming back.
Yeah,
We had a
yeah.
great day at Disney. Everything's awesome. There's this group of dudes who I don't know if they're having a bachelor party in Disney World, but they are just hammered. And it's Epcot, so it's like, you're drinking around the world and whatnot. Like, I get it. But these guys are like obnoxiously drunk. You know what I'm saying? And for me, as someone who's been drinking, since the ripe age of 16, you know who your boys are. You know what I'm saying? And if you have a boy that gets obnoxiously drunk and likes to talk smack to anybody and everybody, do not bring that person to the happiest place on earth.
Tyler.
Yeah, I was just gonna say you know a couple of those people.
You
Tyler. And I would never suggest to bring them to Disney World and put them around children.
I
and
barely
Hell no.
suggest
I've been
bringing
in
him to.
Nashville with that dude.
Yeah, I barely suggest bringing him to tomatoes. He ain't it.
Yeah.
Love him to death. I want him there. Careful.
Imagine Monroe in Disney
Yes,
World.
yes,
You know what I'm
yes.
saying? Love
Yes.
you, Monroe. I'm just saying.
Love you.
In
Vegas Monroe was
perfect.
a different beast, man.
In Vegas, you're perfect. In Disney World, Vegas Monroe cannot go to Disney World. You know what I'm saying?
I love it. Yes.
Angie, if you're listening.
Angie, if you're listening, he was awesome on
We
the trip.
looked after. He was fine. He was fine.
He was appropriate for Vegas.
I think he slept maybe 15 minutes, but other than that, he was fine.
He was
good.
appropriate for Vegas. He was not appropriate for Disney World. But back to the question at hand. Roa had a great time. We did.
Did we say Art Robbie's a narc? Did we say that?
Yo, that's just, I love how JR is literally silent right now because he knows that he's a narc.
But yeah, back to the whole thing. We did dinner at Cinderella's castle, and we dressed Roa up as a princess. And so
Which princess?
we dressed her up as Princess Anna from
Frozen.
From Frozen.
Oh, I could have saved you a lot of money. It would have been a big old dress, but I would have saved you a lot.
Kev has that costume. I'll post
I
that
actually
picture,
just donated it to Goodwill, but we will post the pictures.
And then we also dressed her up as Mirabelle from Encanto, which is a new Disney.
I haven't seen that one. I heard good things.
Yeah, it's really good. And so for me, my costume with her is just essentially just her butler. Essentially, she's the princess. She gets to run the role. Gets to do whatever she wants.
Rule the roost.
Alex's first will be whatever soccer player, and said baby will be the ball. I guarantee that's pretty cool.
No, I told you my next year's Halloween costume for my child
is
I'm gonna dress up in a large McDonald's.
Oh, perfect! Don't steal mine.
Cup with a straw, and Jess is gonna be like French fries, and we're gonna have a little nugget.
A little.
That's awesome.
Nugget. That's good. That's good. You could be Grimace. She could be something else, and the baby could be just a nugget.
Little nugget.
That's good. That's good. Don't steal mine. I have mine. There was a lot on social media this year about mine. Future, not into it, but honestly, with all due
Is it a
respect,
secret?
no, it's not a secret. It's going to be a secret, but Keely knows me. Keely knows me, and I guarantee you next year, JR will be this sad.
That was a definite big hint right there. I think I know what you're throwing down.
Yeah, listen,
Are you gonna be Bryce Harper?
No, God, no, no. All right, I'll give you the hint. Keely will not be part of this costume. It'll be JR and Baby, but it's spot on, man. I can't wait for it. I'm gonna steal it every year.
Jerry, you got any thoughts on costumes, children, all that?
Do you have a dream costume that you would like to do?
I want to be one of those dads where, because Halloween lately has been falling on different days of the weekend, so I'm up for like having different costumes and going out different places with the kid. I mean, whether it's the exact same thing I'm wearing, just him in miniature form, we're just going to be pretty sweet with it. So I'm excited for it.
What did you
I
say
wanted
there?
to talk about
Did you say
whatever kind of
miniature
miniature
form?
costume to me. Yeah.
Same outfit.
All right, fine, fuck it. You pulled it out of me. I want to be Dr. Evil, and I want my son to be Mini Me. I think that prison Mike and prison Mini Me, I think, is the absolute best costume of all time, and I cannot wait to do it. I don't care if you do it the year before me. I'm doing it.
That's pretty
I
awesome.
love that.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Love that.
I don't care. My daughter's bald. She's doing it.
Yeah, we're talking about October right now. Have the boys, did you do the Halloween costume at Charlie's? Have you been doing Monday Night Quarterback Club? Like, because years we did that. I mean, I move away to Florida, and now I get no more Monday Night Quarterback
Yeah,
Club.
we'll let Alex talk about that one.
You're the glue, Jay. You're the glue.
He won best costume by himself that
He
one
did.
year.
I know.
Yeah.
That was the same year we
Yeah.
dressed up as princesses. We won
Yeah.
too, didn't we?
We won.
You guys won the group.
Yeah. So Jay, last year they canceled it because the Phillies were in the World Series, and then we had costumes, but they canceled it, and we were kind of miffed, if you will. And this year there was just no we just couldn't get the interest or the commitment to kind of doing it again. And and then Jess obviously is pregnant, so she didn't want to be going out on a Saturday night, not drinking in a dumb costume or whatever we were going to be. So I didn't push it, and it kind of just fell through the cracks, unfortunately. But I think in the years coming, we'll rally. We'll get back to it. I mean, don't cancel it for the Phillies. As much as I love the Phillies as well, like I can watch the Phillies and also be in costume.
Yeah. Well, what's funny is that something that I'm hopeful for us is the next evolution of Halloween. So like obviously we started as kids trick or treating with our parents, then going to high school trick or treating with our friends, then going to parties, then going to bars and stuff. And now like some of us have kids and some of us don't. And what I've noticed is that a lot of parents will have a Halloween party, right? And then they will invite all their friends over to their house, and as they give Halloween candy, they're just partying in the garage with their friends or like in the front yard. You know what I'm saying? Like they have that, and then like the kids are old enough that they can go out by themselves or whatnot. Or they just keep the kids there and you give them your own candy.
100%. Our friend
So-
MC, his daughters are old enough to trick or treat by themselves. His neighborhood is, you have to have a wristband to take the adult beverages
It's cool.
at said this event. So each house that wants to participate in this makes adult beverages. The adults walk up and say, "Hey, we want candy for our kid."
Yeah, they have
And-
if you have a drink, you put a balloon up,
and
and it's like an
a
agreement.
beverage for
their
said person,
neighborhood.
and like you go around and you just have a good time, and I'm like, that's fun.
It's awesome. I had
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
I had 3 trick or treaters at my house this year. 3.
I had one at 3:20,
So we
and
all
I didn't
we
even
go
buy. I
there.
don't even buy candy
Yeah.
because I don't get them. So I gave them candy I already had,
I enjoy going over to
unopened
MC's.
Hershey's Kisses, and I'm like, I'm the guy who's gonna claim that they poison these kids.
Yeah, Halloween. It's always fun. I'm trying to think of the best costume that I saw this year. A lot. You know what I saw a lot of is Luigi. Less Mario than Luigi. Yeah, saw a lot of Luigi. Maybe it was the discount.
Mario, the Peach movie.
I know. I'm just saying, like, to not have Mario, but you had Luigi. Luigi wasn't the main character in that movie.
I saw a lot of Barbie, like because that movie came out in July, I want to say. Um, and I also saw.
Kev, just be on this camera.
Yeah,
dude.
it's fine.
You don't have to whisper. I think we all know your phone's gonna die as you're shaking it, trying to plug it in.
It's not gonna stand, bro. Just leave it.
Just sit next to me, bud. My phone's off too.
Oh, actually, I have something I want to fact check with the viewers. But I heard that Mischief Night is only a New Jersey thing. Like that doesn't actually.
Mischief Night is made up, isn't it?
Yeah, no, but
It's
like
not. It's not.
Oh.
It's still
It's made
illegal
up.
to do stuff to people's houses.
right, but it's made up, and like the term Mischief Night like is only like a tri-state area thing. Like it's actually not like if you would have said like to someone in California like, oh, did you ever go out for Mischief Night? They'd probably be like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
So you're telling me we need to move to said locations and bring Mischief Night around?
No, because that's illegal.
It's all illegal.
Okay.
So yeah,
so
but
fact check me.
yeah, but they don't have water ice in Baltimore, so
They don't. We went through this.
I know. This is
Well,
stupid.
I guess I'll find out today or this weekend.
They have
Stupid.
snowballs.
Yeah, well, that's fair. Yo,
Sucks.
actually, well, here we go. Jared, down there, do they have water ice down there?
They have everything: shaved ice, water ice, crushed ice.
Bro, half
you
the
name it.
population of
Because it's
Florida is not from Florida.
Yeah, half the
Yeah,
population
it's
of
a
Florida
melting
doesn't even
pot.
have real teeth.
well, there is a lot of meth and
No,
things-
not. I wasn't even thinking meth. I was thinking old people.
Oh, you went right to meth.
Our friend JR, ladies and gentlemen.
Gotta call it as you see it sometimes, fellas.
That's fair.
All right. Just a speed thing. Does anybody have anything more to add on Halloween?
Apparently not.
I don't want to cut it off,
It's
but
illegal.
at the same time, quickly, as far as soccer goes, Kevin touched on that in a second. We did finish up soccer season in October, so the last thing we'll talk about is that. I don't think there's much to be said. I'm really, really proud of our team. We've had 2 losing seasons the last 2 years. JR, I don't know if you get all of the information from us, so I'll share it with you because I kind of told Robbie this earlier. We had 2 losing seasons the last 2 years, and this season we got to have a nice and successful year. We ended up going 12-6-1. We had a really meaningful and impactful senior class this year that I want to shout out because that meant a lot to us. I know Kevin became pretty close with them, so did I, because they played as sophomores. They were kind of forced to. And so they've been through 2 losing seasons, and for them to have and finish their careers in a successful year, I'm really, really proud of them. We made the Cal finals, even though we lost. We went
2 years. 2 games.
Yeah, we
2
won
games.
won 2 games in the Cal playoffs for the first time in school history. We had an All South Jersey All Star and 3 Cal All Stars for the first time in a couple years, and just very, very happy and proud of the soccer team, and that's part of the reason why we couldn't deliver the Dem Calendar Boys episodes, because we were busy on the soccer fields, getting home late at night and not having time. But I am very proud of them, and that did finish up in October, and I think that also finishes up what we were going to talk about in October.
Yeah, great season. Honestly, I'm still drained from it.
How did they do? Now, this is unbiased because I don't know. I've been down here in Florida. How did they do against Ocean City this season?
Way to hit home, buddy.
Yeah. They ended our season, Jay. Thank you. Thanks for bringing that up. Jay went to our rival high school way back when.
Said Ocean City.
And what was that? 1896. When did you graduate high school?
I think it was
04.
It was during the crab infestation, right?
It was definitely pre-COVID.
But I will have you know, JR, we did beat them earlier in the year, so we went 1-1 against them, and we just came up short when it mattered most, and it's okay. It's okay. I'm still proud of them.
It's a great fan.
It's a hell of a season.
Thanks.
Yeah. Your pity is not worth it.
Anyway, so let's move on to November, shall we? We need to kind of wrap up here and
Current month.
We
We'll
are
be
now
honest
current.
here. What are you doing?
my dog is making an appearance. Stella is here.
Shout out to the Clash of Clans, we went undefeated in the month of October too. We never lost any of our battles that month.
Yes.
So for everyone watching,
Clash Royale. Yes, just not to be confused with Clash of Clans.
No, let's not talk about it because one of the members doesn't want to join again.
Ghost, aren't you back?
No, I got kicked out and I
kicked
refused
him
to
out.
join again. So.
I kicked him out.
You kicked me out?
I kicked you out because you used to be Gold Ghost, and then there was 2 Ghosts, and then one is not Ghost anymore. So therefore, out.
I got kicked out and
we
then
could
they
really
lost.
use you. We could really use you.
I know we could.
We have 49 out of 50 members. We need one more.
Dude, don't be the guy, dude. Don't
No,
be the guy.
I'll rejoin. Honestly, I just haven't. Like,
All right. Well, I mean, you got a phone right there, don't you?
Clash Royale, for those members that have no idea what we're talking about, is a phone game. It's probably the best phone game that I've ever been a part of.
Join the dang clan, brother.
and ever seen. It takes 3 minutes to battle. You build up your cards. It's basically an interactive card game that you're playing against an opponent somewhere else in the world.
Aaron, it's a real thing, Aaron.
We are all in the same clan, all right? And what the clans do, they clan battle online. This is all online. It does seem weird to say clan battling out loud, but it is all basically a phone game. But we all are a part of it. Robbie, as of tonight, we sewed in his commitment. So we will be back on top. We are getting our butts kicked from the people in India and France. So we need all the recruits that we can get. So if you play Clash Royale and you're really good,
JR, are you on your phone right now, JR?
Yes, I'm talking to you, fine gentlemen.
Yes.
Oh shit,
dude, you're not even using it.
No, I am. Look at my fan.
That's your one fan.
That's my one fan.
Anyway, so yes, Clash Royale. We were undefeated in October, but we suffered our first loss
for a year and a half.
In November, we suffered our first loss. We are rallying. Last week we took the L, but this week we bounced back.
Yeah. Speaking of losses,
oh, here we go.
I mean, I'd be remiss to say that the Phillies fell short of the World Series.
Oh, I thought he was going to say Cowboys. The Cowboys lost too, didn't they?
That doesn't matter. We're still in the season, so all that matters is how you finish.
No, so unfortunately, the Phillies loss for me hit home. It was just one of those, like, what was the thing in, when does the season start? March, May?
April,
sure, whatever.
Yo,
I'm
April.
like, starting pitching is not our thing. Let's figure it out. If we had one more starting pitcher, even if he was 8-8, we would have won.
Well, starters didn't really blow that.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it like we relied heavily on our bullpen.
Yeah, I think
even if a starter could have given us 4 and 5 innings, I think our bullpen would have been fine.
I think our bullpen's drunk.
Yeah, I mean, Sir Anthony Dominguez needs to freaking kick rocks.
I think that the Phillies were in a prime opportunity to win, and I think Arizona just played well enough to, take the series from them. You got to finish the job. You know what I'm saying?
For any of the users who don't know, Robbie likes the Cowboys, the Lakers, and the Yankees. So
that is
he
false.
He has a wide variety that he can.
Whatever.
No,
that is false.
No. It's. I mean, it is false.
I don't like the Lakers.
2 out of 3.
JR, yeah. Whatever team Cristiano Ronaldo's on, LeBron, and A-Rod, he likes them. Derek Jeter, sure, whatever. He didn't even have to run into the stands for that catch. Let's be honest.
I actually like the Phillies. I was rooting for them. I do want to point that out there.
We have gone off the rails.
Well, they're good now.
Oh yeah, exactly. They're good now.
JR, I do want your take on this. You are our resident baseball expert, even though Robbie knows a lot about baseball himself. I think you know a lot about the statistics, the fantasy side of things. You study the game a lot, as you've mentioned. What is your take on why the Phillies lost? Why did they lose then?
Because your 5 best bats, Trey Turner, Bryce Harper, Nick Castellanos, and Kyle Schwarber, went 2 for 47 in the last 2 games.
I completely agree with you. Now, I figured you would say something like that, so I have a follow-up. Is that what you do every year then? Like, do you play 180 games to get to that point, and then you say, all right, those bats need to hit dingers or we're out? Is that what we're going to do each year?
That's so not fair to say, dude.
I mean, statistically in baseball, it's either the hot team or it's that Cinderella story. Like, besides the Astros of 2 years ago who beat us, who were an absolute juggernaut, you're just going to see teams that get on these runs or teams that come out of left field.
Yeah, but to be fair, this year the NLCS was 2 wild card teams, so they're just hot.
Yeah.
We were hot, and then the brakes just went.
We were hot. We were hot game 4.
Here's the other thing too, right? So
we blew it because goddamn frickin'
it's okay to have your roster be.
what's his name?
Kimbrel.
Kimbrel.
Kimbrel,
Kimbrel
yeah.
can kick rocks, dude.
It's okay to have your roster be assembled with a bunch of big hitters and stuff like that. And if they stay hot, that's great. And if they don't, then you kind of have to really rely on your pitching to keep you in those games where the bats aren't.
It's fine. Blake Snell, Sonny Gray coming our way.
Yeah,
Get rid of Rhys Hoskins.
Yeah, to Arizona's credit, man, they hit you guys it was like death by a million paper cuts. They kept getting hits. Their fastest players got on base.
Some would say that's a Taylor Swift comment. Death by 1,000 cuts is a Taylor Swift album.
Hey, why do we like that guy? Because he gets on base.
Do you want me to talk now? Yeah, Pete. When I point to you, I want you to talk.
Well, I think we're in for a cruel summer. I don't know what we're going to do as far as who we're going to add or whatnot.
We're getting Ohtani and Trout.
Yeah, as a fan, and this is where I kind of defer to the people that know more about it than I do. You tune in week in and week out. You're following the Phillies. You're emotionally invested. You're staying up till 11 o'clock at night. Like, baseball playoffs are grueling. In the beginning of soccer season, the beginning of school, and you're staying up till 10, 11. But thank God, by the way, for the pitch clock, because that was so much more enjoyable than 11 or 12. But anyway, you're invested emotionally. You're drained on top of the sleep that you're already not getting, right?
Dude, we were delivering my son, and the Phillies game 4 was on right now, and they'd come back because Bryce had a single.
Yeah.
And Keely's literally pushing. I'm like, Bryce just got a hit. Let's go. Push.
At that point, did you think Bryce would have been her name?
No, I think it was always going to be Rhodes.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's all I need to know.
But my point is, you invest all this time and all this emotion, and are we just going to roll the dice and say that is how we win or that is how we lose? I mean, is that what I'm buying into next season as well?
That's how our payroll is structured. That's what it is. What it is right now.
Listen, when Dombrowski is our GM, we're in. Excuse me, Jesus Christ, I'm burping in the mic. We're winning every year.
Yeah,
he wants to win.
That's what I'll say is that you have to trust your front office management. I think that the Phillies front office management has put a winner on the field, and they will continue to do that. And honestly, that's what we're seeing with the Sixers right now. You know what I'm saying? Not to transition away from baseball, but
no, second round exit's perfect.
Yeah, but they got rid of. Think about it. They got rid of James Harden, the
Buns.
the player who can't play in a system because he is the system. A system that's gone 0-6, I think, since the trade happened.
Yeah.
And then, Tyrese Maxey is kind of elevated to be playing.
Absolutely, and we're on a 3-game losing streak. Thanks, Robbie. Appreciate it.
And we're gonna
so back to his second round exit. I bet on it.
And we're gonna sell Tobias, or we're gonna sign Tobias Harris for another $25 a year.
Listen, you got to also think about the Sixers, whether they go out in the second round or not. Again, they did the right thing. And same thing with the Eagles.
Oh,
man.
God damn you.
Even the Eagles have a good front office right now, and that's what you kind of have to hang your hat on.
No, the Eagles is our.
I hear what you're saying.
Yes, and I agree with that.
Into the mic either.
I'm not yelling either.
We could be a Milwaukee fan base. We could be a Detroit fan base. Like, for as much as Philadelphia and Robbie, I know you're not much of a Philly fan because you like all the Cowboys and Lakers and stuff, but. If you're a Philly fan, we are so lucky. Like, whether it's the Union or the Eagles or the Phillies, like, we always have something that we're going to be watching at night.
Hell yeah.
I'm happy. I mean.
Yeah, it could be, like you said, man, it could be a lot worse. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Like, this guy just woke up and picked the best teams, and he still sucks.
Nah, man. I haven't had any enjoyment since.
Troy Aikman. Yeah, it wasn't even alive when you were
09. Oh, no. What happened in 09 again? The Yankees.
Kobe won the.
Yeah, Kobe.
Honestly, I kind of wish I
Kobe.
I wish I was a Lakers fan because they won a championship a few years ago, honestly. But no, it's 09 Yankees.
The bubble doesn't count. The bubble doesn't count.
The last.
Mickey all right. Well, you want to segue to the next one?
All right. Yeah. I mean, we are well over time. I am well late to my next appointment, but let's just do it anyway. Thanksgiving, we're going to do a quick draft. Everybody just do a quick draft, quick 60-second reasoning why. Now we have 4 people. This should be a fun one.
Cool. You want to go least or worst? I mean, least or favorite?
I'd like to go favorite.
All right, cool. We'll go favorite. We'll go favorite things on the Thanksgiving table. New guy, you're first. Robbie, you're second. Alex, you're first or third. Kevin, you're fourth. And we'll go snake.
Slippery little snake.
So choose your picks wisely. On your Thanksgiving table, JR, what do you want first?
Need to have. You have to have it.
Need to have it. I am going homemade from scratch mashed potatoes because they set the tone for the rest of the plate.
Skin in or skin out?
Ooh, I'm gonna go skin out. I'm gonna be traditional
Cool.
white guy here. Skin out.
Love it. Robbie?
Do you like the little clumps in there? Or
Oh,
do you like them
go on.
fine, like real? Love a little clump.
Nah, give me the clumps. Give me
Yeah.
the clumps.
That's right.
and a lot of
Robbie?
butter.
Professor Clumps.
Professor Clump, you dog.
As you're chowing down those mashed potatoes, I'm going straight for that baked mac and cheese with the breadcrumbs on top. Oh God,
Yeah, that's a steal. That's a
Yeah.
steal number 2.
cheesy baby, cheesy.
It ain't easy.
It ain't easy.
It
being
ain't easy
cheesy.
being cheesy.
What is that from?
I know
Oh, the
longest
cheesy
yard.
commercials.
No, the longest yard.
No, but
Yeah, that's it. That's what I'm
Yeah,
thinking
is
about. Yep.
It ain't easy being cheesy.
Yeah.
I got the
I got
burger.
the burgers that make you fries. Got the fries across your eyes. Got it. Check. Number 3. Go.
Ooh, this is tough. One of our family does a sweet potato casserole.
Mother goose.
It's not traditional, but it's really good. They like almost caramelized marshmallows on top of the sweet
Yep.
potatoes with the brown
Yep.
sugar.
Yep.
It's delicious. It's how I know Thanksgiving is Thanksgiving. You know, like it's not my favorite thing. I like mac and cheese and mashed potatoes probably more, but I'm like, damn, that is Thanksgiving right there.
So you have a hat? You have a hat?
Gobble gobble, y'all. Go, dude. You're 4 and 5.
I'm still in amazement. 4 and 5. 4, I'm going the obvious stuffing.
Okay.
I absolutely love stuffing. Obviously, I can't
Face?
pick. I can't pick. Well, can't give the honest answer on the mic. But number 5. Number 5 will be if I let it go now, I can't get it back. Turkey.
Yeah,
I got to
it's
do
gotta
it
be
now.
there.
Like turkey,
Right.
turkey. You know, obviously in a perfect world, I can't pick it, but maybe it comes back to me. So I got stuffing at 4, turkey at 5. Back to the turkey
Let
head.
me ask you guys. Let me ask you guys this question about turkey: dark or white meat?
dark
White.
and skin.
and skin.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, skin. I'm with you on the dark. The dark is just nice.
No, it's not.
Juicy.
You're
Delicious.
fucking nuts.
It's so good.
Psychos.
It's so good. But white is traditional. Boring. Tasteless.
Okay, go.
Anyway, what am I going with next? Where are we? You
Go on,
guys
just
chose
say
all
it.
the
Well,
good stuff.
No, we're not. We are clearly have plenty of things.
There's
on
still
the
a
table.
Whole Foods.
And it could,
up
and
for-
it
up
also
for
could be
grabs.
your own family tradition that don't people know.
That's very true.
All right, so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with that. That's a good point. My mother makes a banana cream pie every year.
Mother, father.
Every
Great
year,
one.
banana cream pie. Is that traditional
Jess, welcome
for
back.
Thanksgiving? No, but at the same time, I love it, and it's amazing.
Banana cream.
Banana cream.
Banana creme.
I might be the only person in my family that eats it, and I actually think, not to call her out, I think she said that she's not making it this year.
What the farts, Carol?
Yeah,
Make it.
but it is my favorite, and I think it's a staple in my Thanksgiving.
Fair. Go on, Robbie.
To follow suit with that, my mom makes an amazing like potato salad. So, and again, I honestly eat that as it's that, the mac and cheese, and then the meat. Essentially, that's my
Okay.
plate. It's
There you
mostly
go.
that potato salad too.
Okay. JR, you get
Sounds like
one
your Saturday night.
and then another one.
Okay. Keeping on the theme of what moms make, my mom is from South Philly, and she always made the best candied yams. I mean, they were phenomenal. A nice sweet dish for that.
I
whole
feel like
baked
we already
savory
have, but
stuff.
I mean, kudos to your mom's
He said
candy yams.
casserole. He said
Kudos to your mom's
casserole.
candy yams. Well, he did say sweet potatoes though.
I mean,
But yams,
Well, yams not
yeah,
sweet
yeah,
but
but
imagine
again,
it's the same thing.
the same thing. I agree. So you need to pick something else.
Well, first off, it's not a casserole, okay? We don't do fucking casseroles here, okay? We're from South Philly. We do candy yams.
No,
okay? A little
who
different.
the fuck picks casseroles? No,
Alex said it.
I said sweet potato casserole. I don't really know what to call it. It's probably exactly what he's saying.
you know what? Is it candy yams with butter and mashed potatoes or marshmallows on top, brown sugar?
No, they're yams. They're sliced yams that are really sweet with brown sugar.
You know what? Cool. We'll give you the pity points. Go on. What's your next pick? Because you're the new guy.
How many are we doing?
We're doing 3. He's
Okay,
got
3.
three.
I
He's
gotta
got one
come up with
more.
another one.
Yeah.
I want some Brussels sprouts. I want some perfectly seasoned side of Brussels sprouts. Are my favorite vegetable, and they go perfect with
Yeah,
Thanksgiving.
give that to your son because you're a fucking psychopath.
Oh.
I
Love Brussels
Love
sprouts.
you, but that's a psychopath answer.
I don't know how we didn't like how this
No,
happened.
don't do that to me because I've already prepared what I want to say. Don't do it. Go.
All right.
Go.
I'm gonna go with apple pie.
Okay, yeah, you can
Yeah.
take that.
Yeah. I know everybody likes pumpkin, but for me, I'm a big apple pie guy. So I'm going
That's
apple
fair.
pie.
Pie's good. Apple pie's good.
That's-
Pumpkin is good too.
You guys are going to give me the best pick of the draft.
Well, yeah, because I know you're not going to pick what I'm picking because it's a vegetable. We do a cheesy broccoli, but they crunch up like
All right.
Ritz crackers on it
Done.
and bake it.
Wait,
It's got that texture.
Is this
with all-
Ohio or is this you guys?
Bro, it's down the street. Yeah.
Yeah, but from Ohio.
Listen, I don't yuck your yums. Get off my yums. Anyway, yeah, it's got this like Ritz
he's
cracker
very
crust.
judgmental over there.
Yeah, right. And it's just got this like creaminess to the broccoli. It's delicious. And again,
Cool.
this is what I want to ask you because the 3 things that you chose, do you have outside of Thanksgiving? Like I would imagine, right? You mac and cheese, potato salad. Do you have at other times other than Thanksgiving?
Christmas.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's
Other
fair.
than that, no, I don't.
You don't eat
actually-
mac and cheese? Or...
Are you done?
Not really, no.
Are you done? Those
I
are your
am
picks?
done, dude.
Okay,
Relax.
cool. Robbie, what was your first pick?
This is a talk show, is it not?
Robbie, what was your first pick?
My first pick was mac and cheese, which I will also
Oh,
eat
shit.
at 3
All right,
a.m.
fuck.
at Wawa.
Sparks. JR, what was your first pick?
Mashed potatoes. and
Nice. Do you put mashed potatoes, anything on mashed potatoes?
Gravy.
Yeah, exactly, but you didn't pick it. So my pick, the last pick of the draft, eat those eat those bland ass potatoes with my gravy. How are you gonna not pick gravy?
Specifically, your gravy.
That's 2 sexual innuendos Kev has said during this whole feast here.
Yeah, I was gonna have something to say, but now I don't want to pick even gravy anymore.
I'm gonna shake my turkey legs at that.
All right, but yes, gravy is my third pick. I was gonna, if we go back around, I would have picked.
What are you gonna? What else? What is honorable mention? What
Well,
else you got?
with the family that I'm celebrating with, they do oysters.
We do oysters.
Oysters Rockefeller, actually.
Oh wait, you're not coming over? Just kidding.
No, fuck
Yeah.
off. Not anymore.
That's a
Not
good
an
pick. That's a
not
good
an
pick.
honorable mentioning, but a dishonorable mentioning. I
Don't say
hate
cranberry.
green bean casserole.
Yeah, dude, it's
The
gross.
worst.
Talk to the camera, dude. Get closer.
I hate it.
You know what grinds my gears?
Green
The punch
conversations
casserole.
and green bean casseroles.
Yeah.
Don't bring them to Robbie's
No,
house.
you now know me,
And
America.
green people at Disney World.
And nurses.
Disney adults, green iPhone chats, and green bean casserole.
Goddamn
all 3 of those.
Shrek, you're out of here.
You're out. And your honorable mentions, Jay?
We didn't say cranberries, but I'm a big cranberry
Oh,
guy. I love
you're
it. I don't-
nuts.
That's
I don't
traditional.
do the-
That's
You're nuts.
traditional.
I respect that.
Give
But
me the kind that's in the can and you slice it up. Like, give me that.
just the
Oh,
quick one that you forgot to make 3 minutes before the food comes out. That's what you're saying? Yeah, I get you.
Hey Jay, and I feel like we're on the same vein here. Like, I just like the tradition. Like, I know it's Thanksgiving when that's on the table. You know what I mean? Like, I don't eat cranberries ever.
It don't
like,
need to
you
look
know?
good on a plate. Just
Yeah.
put it on there. I'll sloop. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, you
I
know?
get you. I'm going to avoid it. I'm going to pass the plate to the next person, but I respect it.
Yeah. Can I tell a quick story real quick?
Yes,
Apparently, yeah,
Sure.
sure.
we're already late.
We're already late. Yeah, whatever. I mean, I'm not late.
So for those of you who don't know, which is probably everybody, my parents are immigrants, and so something that always cracks me up is I asked my mom a couple of years ago. I was like, "Mom, why do we eat turkey? Like, it's not we legit don't eat turkey any other day of the year except for Thanksgiving, right?" And I'm like, "How do you even know how to make this stuff?" You know what I'm saying? You grew up in another country, and my mom tells me that when my sister was in grade school, she came home crying the day after Thanksgiving because everyone was talking about what they had and everyone was talking about our draft picks, essentially, like turkey, mashed potatoes, mac and cheese or whatever. And my sister said I had steak, rice, and beans, and everyone started making fun of her. And my mom said after that day, I started learning how to make
Aw.
traditional Thanksgiving food.
See, that's a great mom.
That's cute. I mean, that's
Yeah.
adorable.
That's a great story.
And then I asked her, I was like, wait a second. So what did you do like on your first Halloween when people came up to your house in mass
Candies,
and
right?
stuff? Yeah, same thing. She was like, I didn't have any candy. I had to give them like gum and stuff.
I love that.
That reminds me of like Big Daddy when he's like taking off his watch and
Yeah.
he's like, here, has some books and.
That's great. That's great. That's fantastic.
Love you,
All right,
Bob.
listen, I'm gonna start the send off first. JR, I love you. Thanks for joining us, man. I appreciate you. I know we talk every day, but it's still good to see your face. Robbie and Alex, always good to see you. I love you guys. I'm going to the bathroom, but I will see you guys next month.
Just a mic drop to the bathroom during a podcast. If you thought you saw it all on podcasting, you haven't. Anyway, yes, I echo the statements of Kev. You know, JR, we appreciate you. It's good chatting, good talking. And I always say this about our podcast: if no one watches, at least the four of us got to sit down and talk and chop it up. And I really always appreciate the time with you guys. So thank you, JR, for joining us this month.
Yeah, daddy
Appreciate it,
therapy,
boys.
baby.
Thank you.
For sure. But as always, thank you for listening. Robbie on my right, Kevin in the bathroom, JR on the guest appearance. We are Dem Calendar Boys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And see
Happy
you guys.
Thanksgiving, y'all.
Happy Thanksgiving. See you guys.